name's David Graham, Director and Chartered Financial Planner in Finance Matters NI Ltd in Belfast. We're independent financial advisors and this is our investment proposition. When we started looking at our investment proposition, we had a number of requirements. First of all, we wanted a proposition which could provide a suitable division of funds between the main types of assets, for example, stock market funds or equities, government and company bonds, property and cash. In addition to that, we needed an independent and comprehensive research facility to identify within those categories the most appropriate funds to use. Finally, we needed an administration platform or arrangement to allow the full use of all the funds available. Beyond that, we needed to be able to flexibly and cost effectively alter those arrangements as time went by. So, we put together our investment proposition as follows. Firstly, we looked at asset allocation and who could provide expertise in that area. We've appointed a company called Ltd Associates, who are well known in that particular area, who provide us with an allocation of assets for each particular client, which divides their particular portfolio between equities, bonds, property and cash, and that's reviewed annually. Then within that particular asset allocation, we use a separate company, Old Broad Street Research, OBSR, for fund selection. They provide a fund selection list which we use comprehensively. We also have an option to provide for those who do not require fund selection, passive tracking options, which simply track the market. These are all reviewed quarterly. On the basis of this, we have a broad range of 5 portfolios, both actively managed and passively managed, which we can utilise for many of our clients. In addition to this, we've recently put together 2 further income portfolios. In addition to the current low risk income model, effectively we have a balanced risk, medium risk income portfolio and a higher risk portfolio. Both are actively managed using funds selected by Old Broad Street Research. The first one, the balanced income portfolio, with a similar income yield to the main lower risk income portfolio, approximately 3.5% per annum plus, but with a higher percentage in the stock market. And then the third, higher risk, high income portfolio, which is an income yield in excess of 4%, but clearly a higher risk portfolio profile as well. We then needed to identify an appropriate administration platform on which we could carry out all these tasks. We carried out significant research and identified a company called Nucleus, who provides a platform. We chose Nucleus on a number of bases. First of all, we can use Nucleus for the full range of investment products and funds. So whether we're investing through individual savings account, ISAs, pensions, offshore bonds, onshore bonds, or standard collective investments, we can use Nucleus for that. We can also use Nucleus for effectively any fund imaginable. In addition to that, Nucleus have the facility where we can access pretty much all funds with a zero initial charge, both for moving money onto the platform and also, as and when it's appropriate, moving between funds whenever the money is invested. In addition, we can move money off the platform with no charge as well, so it gives complete flexibility. There is also going forward a full breakdown of ongoing charges which the platform arranges, and it allows us to identify in a very transparent manner the costs going forward. Clearly, whenever we're making any investment for any client, the level of risk and how that is put together is vitally important. We spend a significant amount of time in discussions face to face with each individual client, and also by way of a risk profile questionnaire to identify the appropriate level of risk for you as the individual client. We also, as part of any report we provide to you, provide our definition of the risk category that you fall within, and we also, by way of comparison, provide definitions of the other main risk categories. Further, we can provide historic figures over the last 10 years of the performance of your particular portfolio, though clearly the best and worst years over those last 10 years do not necessarily represent the best and worst years going forward. Another important area clearly is costs. How much does it cost to put together this portfolio? Well, first of all, generally the initial cost of our investment proposition to you, including not just our cost of advice, but costs in relation to any funds bought in, are generally cheaper than going directly to the various investment houses. So that's a plus. Going forward then, on an ongoing management basis, part of our research was to identify a route whereby we could provide these investment portfolios where the costs are extremely competitive against comparable offerings, and we do believe that we have put that together and the costs represent good value going forward. One of the major benefits of the investment proposition is not just that we get independent experts to provide research to ensure as best as we ever can that your initial portfolio is correct, but also that it is regularly monitored and updated by those experts to ensure that it continues to be appropriate to your circumstances. In terms of ongoing benefits, you should be aware that any asset allocation changes recommended by Ibbotson Associates or any fund changes recommended by Old Broad Street Research are implemented with no cost from any party to you. So it not just keeps your portfolio up to date, but ensures that there is no conflict of interest. Researchers are paid for research only. They're not paid by way of transaction, nor indeed are we. So no one benefits from changes to portfolios, and indeed there are no costs to you of so doing. In addition, we can, if in future your risk profile changes or indeed your income needs change, we can easily handle that change, which generally incurs no additional cost. And finally, if appropriate, you can exit the platform without any difficulty and also cost free. So to summarise, we're independent financial advisors. We work purely on a fee basis, so we're not driven by commission driven products. Secondly, we provide a level of expertise which is on a par with the top 1-2% of independent financial advisors throughout the UK. We also have a flexible and cost-effective solution which we can bring to investments, and there is complete transparency about charges, both in our reports to you and also by way of the information available on the Nucleus platform. The proposition we put together is advice driven. We take responsibility for all advice given to individual clients. We don't leave you to pick the funds or to choose the asset allocation. Because of the regular review, both annually for asset allocation and quarterly for fund selection, your portfolio is always up to date in a cost-effective manner. Finally, we run a small business here. The service and the advice is always personal, and advice provided is always provided by me. If you want to contact us, we'd be pleased to hear from you, and our contact details are now on screen. Thank you.